Hello, Laverne here, and thank you for joining me. In this video, I pose a question to both atheists and theists. It's pretty simple. What I'd like to know is, who do you believe must sweep the most amount of evidence under the rug in order that they can continue to believe in their system? Is it the atheist or theist? Who must turn a blind eye to more evidence? I believe it is the atheist. I believe they are the ones who must do away with reason and logic and intellect in order that they can continue to believe in what they believe. I believe it is the theist who is most open and uses logic and reason to come to the conclusion that they do, that God is the creator of the universe. Now, some of the things that a Christian will look at for evidence are things such as prophecy. Prophecies that we know have already been fulfilled in the Bible. And then we look at prophecies that have not yet been fulfilled, but appear to be in the process of being fulfilled. Things such as the weather conditions, the different weather patterns, and the catastrophes that are happening in the world today. Things such as an increase in earthquakes, tornadoes and hurricanes and so on. We look at the condition of the world today that makes it possible for somebody such as Satan to walk in and take power. Things such as the New World Order. All of these things talked about in the Bible. We look at things such as the condition of the world today, the murders, the suicide rates, all of these different things that are happening in the world. We look at the things that are happening in the nation of Israel and how prophecy talks about it and how those things are coming true. And I talk about this in a number of different other videos of mine. So prophecy is one thing that is evidence and gives us evidence of the existence of God. Something else is signs, wonders, and miracles. Those miracles and signs and wonders that happened in the past that we have witnesses to, but then also those that are happening today that we see around us. And I'm going to include a link in the sidebar to such a miracle, one where a woman died and came back to life. And it is a well-documented, well-recorded case. It made the news. There was no money to be made from it. It's not that somebody was trying to commit this fraud in order that they could make money and become famous. Doctors, reputable doctors, attest to the fact as to what happened. Rigor mortis had actually set in, and rigor mortis is something that only begins to start happening in a person after 3 hours of death. Murder investigators, the police and the such, use rigor mortis as a way of determining the time of death of somebody. They know that it doesn't begin to set in until after 3 hours of death, and it happens and continues to happen up to 72 hours when complete rigor mortis is finished. Now, in this example I'm going to give in the link, this woman had died. She had no brainwave, no pulse, no heartbeat for 17 hours, and rigor mortis had begun to set in, and yet she came back to life. Now, it is my belief, and I'd like somebody to refute this if they can. My belief is that when the laws of nature are broken, when laws of physics and all the laws of nature that we know are broken and completely shattered, it can leave only one explanation, and that is the supernatural. And that is what we see happening in the case that I just described. And the supernatural, the spiritual, points to God, a creator. So when I look at prophecy, I look at signs, wonders, and miracles, and then I look at historical data. That is the writings of secular people, people outside of the Bible, who attest to certain things found in the Bible, that this is evidence of God, of Jesus, for example. And we have those writings today. And then I look at my personal life, the things that have happened in my life, that things that just cannot be explained through the simple natural happenings. Things that convince me personally that God is real. So these are the kinds of evidence, proofs that I look at. Evidences and proofs that I look at. Now, what do the atheists have? They have, and they will tell you this themselves, absolutely nothing. All atheists will do and can do is deny the evidence that is presented to them from the theist. A theist will present evidence, and the atheist will say, no, I don't believe it. And they'll come up with a theory that it could be something else. So atheists will use theory to refute evidence. But evidence cannot be refuted by theory. It can only be refuted by evidence itself. But atheists love to use theory and throw all kinds of different suggestions up there that it could be something totally different, something that they simply don't know. And atheists will even say this: how did a miracle like that happen? Well, we don't know. But we don't know all the laws of nature, and so it could be a number of things that we will learn in the future. But by saying that they don't know, by default, this also includes the supernatural and includes God. If you don't know, then it must include the possibility of a creator. So this is why I say, when we look at things, even the amount of evidence that we have for God, even if you consider it to be weak evidence or circumstantial evidence, when you look at the amount of that evidence and you compare it to having zero evidence showing that God does not exist, when you compare the two, you can really only come to one logical and reasonable conclusion, and that is that God exists. Until there is some kind of proof to show that He does not exist, we must accept even the weak and circumstantial evidence. But atheists refuse to do this. They want to sweep that evidence under the rug. So this is why I say that it is the atheist who must deny and live in denial of the greater amount of evidence. All right, I look forward to any responses, video responses, or comments. I'd like to know, atheists, do you have any evidence whatsoever that can point to there being no God? If so, I'd really like to hear it. If I am wrong, then show it. Show some kind of evidence, some little bit of proof that God does not exist. If not, then considering what is at stake and using reason and logic and intellect, one can only come to the conclusion that there is a creator. All right, till next time, peace and blessings.